Hi, and welcome back to YouTube Dad. We're here in Lake Arrowhead, and it's the Saturday following Thanksgiving. Over the last few days, we've had over 24 inches of snow. And up here in Lake Arrowhead, when the roads get in this condition, you need to put chains on your car. Today, we're going to give a quick example of how to put a chain on a 2018 Mustang convertible. This is a low clearance car, so you need special chains when you put these on your car. Otherwise, they'll hit on the body and it will tear up the body condition. So before you come up the mountain, one of the things that they have is a chain stop area, and that is where you can have the chains installed for about $40. So what it is the team there is certified chain installers, and they'll put those chains on for you. I recommend paying the $40. What's happened here today is while this car got stuck, it actually threw the chain off. So we're going to show you how to put that chain back on. One of the things that we want to show you, I have cousin Pat here who's going to help me put these chains on today, is what the connection looks like. So these are what we call cable chains, and you can see there's a cable running back and forth and these little washers. So chain is a common terminology. However, in this case, we're using cable. One of the connections that we're going to make on this cable chain is with these right here. Now, one of the keys to connecting this together is this has to go in like this. You push it in, turn it 90 degrees, and then pull it tight. That is what's going to lock your chain onto the tire. So now what we're going to do is disconnect this so we can put the chain over the top of the tire. Like I said, this is a 2018, so it's a low clearance model. So what we do first is make sure that we have at least the top portion of the chain connected. We already demonstrated how to put that together. This is going to go over the top of the tire. So we slide it over the top, making sure our chain is nice, stays connected in the back. And like I said, when they put the chains on at the official chain stop station, on a car like this, they'll actually jack it up off the ground using a floor jack so that the chain installers have a much easier time of doing this. What we're showing here is what to do in case your chain is blown off when you're driving up the road. So now what we've done is we've put the chain around and pulled it tight onto the tire. You can see that we're trying to pull it tight.
Nice and even.
So now what has to happen is we're going to connect the back side of the chain first. This is the last connection we're going to make in order to get the chains onto the tire. So what happens now is I'll reach in from the back.
YouTube Dad.
And Pat will reach in from the front. And we'll like to take a pause now as we have somebody who needs to go by. We'll be right back.
3.
Okay, welcome back. We had to take a little break. Four-wheel drive truck tried to get by us on this narrow road, hit the snowbank, slid over, and almost took out the back end of this car. Luckily, we stopped soon enough and corrected all of those problems. So where we are right now,
Safety first.
we've already connected the back side of the chain. So the back side of the cable is already connected. You can see it's tight on the tire. And the last thing we have to do in order to connect the cable is put this together. We already demonstrated that it goes in at 90 degrees. And then once it goes in place, you rotate it 180 and pull it tight. That connects our cables. But the cable in this condition isn't good to drive because it's too loose on the tire. So this particular brand of cables comes with a bungee tightening system, and we're going to show you how to install that. So what it is each one of these yellow connectors goes over the cable.
In between each of the connectors.
And as you can see, as we're starting to put it together, the cable is tightening up. And the last connection is made right there.
Voila.
So we know that these cables can be reinstalled on a car without using a jack. It is definitely much more difficult to do, but it's an important skill to know if you're going to use these cables up mountain driving. And again, this is a low clearance car, so we had to buy special cable chains to provide low clearance. And one of the safety things that you always need to remember with chains is to not drive above 30 miles an hour. Please check your manufacturer's recommendation for the type of chains to install on your car and the speed to not go over. These chains can be purchased at your local hardware store, auto parts store, or online. And again, make sure everything is tight this car now has cabling on both rear tires. And another thing to remember is the chains or cables go on the drive tires on your car. Don't be that person who puts them on the tires that aren't moved by the transmission. So from YouTube Dad here at Lake Arrowhead with 24 inches of snow and cousin Pat, until we see you again, pay it forward.